Okay, hi, this is Randy Pearsall, and this is training for the SAT writing portion. This video will specifically cover strategies and preparation for taking the essay. First, we will begin with test-taking strategies. Now, you all have used strategies before. You use them when you're taking notes in class, preparing for an exam, or practicing an instrument, participating in a sport, competing. And that was my warning bell that I'm talking too much. And so here's some things you can do. Familiarize yourself with the test instructions and layout. And all that means is know what the test looks like, know the instructions ahead of time, so you can focus on answering the questions and maximizing your time spent on the questions. You should not have to read one bit of instructions. They're not going to change from all the training you're going to do. They're always going to be the same. Understand the format, meaning what you can expect, how they start with the essay, then they go to a writing, and then they go to a math, then they go to another math, and a writing, and a reading, and a blah, blah, blah. Another great thing you can do to keep yourself in tune is very simple thing called the question of the day. And you can download this or access this on a laptop, on your computer, or have it sent to your phone. That's the best thing. And so they'll give you the exact instructions from the section. You don't have to read them after you know what they say once. So for this example, it was the editor denied any knowledge of the reporter's alleged unethical interview techniques, claiming he had been cognizant of her finished work, but not of her journalistic practices. Wary of her finished work, but not of her journalistic practices. Acknowledged by makes no sense. Bemused by, don't think that's the right one. Vindicated by, why is he vindicated? Don't overthink this. Go with cognizant of. So you'll submit, and then it'll tell you if you got it right. Yay, we got it right. If not, it'll tell you why you got it wrong, or see, it's telling you why you got it right, and it tells you about the other ones. You can save your answer, you can practice more. So that's a really cool thing. Now, do I want to change the color scheme to Windows Basic 7? I don't know. This is not on my script. First up, continued. Know what score you want to shoot for before you take the portion of the test. That's not so much appropriate for the essay, although you could say, look, I'm not going to kill myself on this essay. I want to get an 8. I want to get a 9. I want to, because I'm not that good of a writer, and then you'll focus on what you have to do to achieve that. Another thing you want to keep in mind, and again, this is not so much appropriate for the essay, however, I think it is important to go over now, and I'll go over it again in prior videos. Know your weaknesses. In other words, what level of questions you're going to want to skip in order to maximize your time on getting the easy questions right, or getting the questions right that you are confident about. It could even look like this. It could be that you're really good at grammar and writing and sentence completion, but you're not good with vocabulary. So with the vocabulary test, you're going to just focus on getting 15 out of the 25 questions correct. Now, you might ask yourself, what's going on? Well, this is what's going on. We're going to practice. And if you want to take that other program that you heard about because they said, oh, they have the secret to getting a great score in the SAT, guess what their technique is? Yes, you got it. Practice. Okay, but you swear that there is a program out there. They give you like this secret vitamin and they give you this method to use. Guess what? It still comes down to practice. So we'll begin with the essay. Here's what you got to know about it. This is from our friends at Kaplan. They have a whole program as well. I just like to take the best of the best that's out there and cut out all the unnecessary stuff, streamline it, and get it into your hands. So that is one of the goals I have for utilizing the different resources out there.
You don't have to be the next J.K. Rowling to get a perfect score in the SAT essay. All you have to do is argue your point of view coherently by using...
Argue? You guys are good at arguing, right? Everyone's good at arguing.
...using concrete examples in a clear, concise essay. You'll also have to do it in just 25 minutes. But that's the bad news. The good news is that the essay graders are not primarily concerned with grammar, spelling, and punctuation.
What? What else is there? Well, maybe I don't have to write anything.
What they are really looking for is an organized first draft. The other good news is that on test day, it's the only one you'll have to write, and it's always the first section of the test, so you'll still be fresh and alert. Here's how the SAT essay works.
Wait a second. Why does this kid not have a nose or mouth?
You'll be given a quotation, followed by a prompt. The prompt is always on a broad topic and asks you to take a side on the issue presented in the quote. Now don't worry, there are no right or wrong answers on the essay, so you can never answer the question incorrectly, no matter what your opinion on the topic might be. All you have to do is provide relevant and specific examples that support your opinion. The biggest challenge with the SAT essay is timing, so we've developed a strategy we call the 4 Ps to help our students stay focused and organized.
And to streamline this, I'm going to use my own strategy. But first, I want you to relax and understand that this essay really is not that big of a deal, because it's a human grading it. They're a volunteer. They'll be evaluating your essay along with 100,000 other ones. So they only have a short amount of time, 2 to 3 minutes at the most. So if you nail this thing in the beginning by being organized and use some SAT vocabulary words to start out, you're going to grab their attention and impress them enough where they can cruise through your essay. You always want to try to provide 3 different examples. You can get away with 2 if they're good examples. There's no problem with that. You could still score high with 2 examples. You want to write a good summary paragraph because it has to include the opposite argument. You want to at least acknowledge the other opinion while supporting your position and ultimately convincing the reader that you made good points. So how can you impress them? Here are some 3 tips.